Hey all, Heretic here. Patch 27.2.1 is a server-side hotfix and it is live today for all Hearthstone Battlegrounds news. This is the stuff we want to pay attention to. These little changes will make a big difference in your gameplay, so let's start with the simple things they changed. Armor, and it's not much of it, so let's talk about them. These are here. The following are heroes with less armor. Shutterwalk has 5 armor at higher ranks and 10 armor at lower ranks. Infinite Toki now just has 7 armor. Forest Warden Omu and Kurtrus Ashfallen have 8 armor. Ing the Iron Hymn has 8 armor at higher ranks and 6 at lower ranks. And Dino Tamer Brand has 12 armor. All these reductions kind of make sense to me. These are all heroes who perform really well, so not a big shock, but tough, especially when you have that anomaly floating around where 30 damage at the beginning of combat is pretty scary. The following heroes are going to have more armor, so maybe you want to think about playing them. Brucon, Ozamat both have 15 armor, Sneeds all the way back up to 17, Guff, Jandis, Syndragosa, and Sky Captain Crag all have 18 armor. So if you weren't thinking about playing them, you might want to give it a thought because they have a lot more survivability in most lobbies. Next up, some big anomaly updates. Some of these you won't care about, some of these you will, and some you better pay attention because there's some big changes. The Fortitude of Khazgoroth, Denathrius's Anima Reserves, a Faire reward, and oops all, anomalies will appear less frequently. I mean, I've not even seen Denathrius's Anima Reserves in the games I've played, so I'm not terribly sad though, because it's quest and we just played it a whole lot, but I have seen the Fortitude of Khazgoroth a whole lot. Faire reward I actually like, so that didn't bother me. And oops all, I know a lot of people hate, so it makes sense they toned that one down. Sire Denathrius's Shady Aristocrat, Denathrius's Anima Reserves, and Echoes of Argus have been returned to their respective pools. They're going to appear less frequency, but they've just been returned? Maybe that's why I haven't seen some of these. Because you're just not seeing them. I don't know. This one is written a little weird. I don't understand that. How do you have it appear less, but then also put it back in the pool where it belongs? I know I haven't seen Echoes of Argus at all, so who knows? The Bring in the Buddies and False Idols anomalies will appear more frequently. I'm not complaining about that. I haven't seen either of them. Menagerie Mug, Menagerie Jug, Reef Explorer, Living Constellation have been removed from the minions in Oops All Anomaly games. All these kind of make sense. They're going away. You don't really want these in a lobby where you're playing one particular tribe. But why is Mithrax still an option also? I get you can do Nightmare Amalgam. You could fill that whole thing out and take a weird angle on it. But it seems really niche and already a bizarre build thing anyways to have. But I guess if you want to force it, it's there. It just feels needless. And finally, the big one, Treasure Seeker Elise has been removed from the minion pool in a Faire reward anomaly games. There's a reason for this. If you haven't seen it, you're going to have bizarre, crazy board states, you know, that dominate lobbies that people are just wrecking with because it is really easy to make some truly broken builds. So it does not surprise me that this one has been taken out at all. Here's a good example about why Elise doesn't really work well in a Faire game. Now, this may look crazy, but this is actually very easy to do. Thank you to community member Captain Blackbelt, because at the time I didn't have a video of this handy because I hadn't seen a Faire game but once, and he was kind enough to donate this to us. There's also a lot of bug fixes that actually apply to Battlegrounds, so I'm not going to cover them all. I will include the link to this in the patch notes in case there's something you want to take a look at, because there are a lot of little ones, hero-specific ones. I'm going to cover the big ones. Something like fixed a bug where Ice Block could be offered multiple times in games when a Faire reward anomaly was active. Yeah, you could get it a lot of times and it was kind of busted. Besides from the fact that Voon can still copy it infinitely, apparently, now at least you won't be getting offered multiples of them. So it's only Voon you have to worry about an infinite game with. They also fixed a bug where Baby Kodo didn't refresh the lobby with a tier 7 minion. Now, it doesn't happen often. It's only Secrets of Norganon games, but it's still important that when you play the Baby Kodo, that you actually get all the minions you're supposed to get out of it. Also, they fixed a bug where the magnetic minions buffed by champions of Sargeras anomaly wouldn't keep that buff when magnetized. So now you're going to actually get to play your minions with all the stats they're supposed to have to make champion a little better finally. And finally, the potentially big one, but we'll see if it actually works, fixed various bugs causing disconnects and performance issues. As you know, there are a lot of those. There's a lot of disconnects. You don't get to finish some games. Hopefully this will resolve this, and this is not just some of the other bugs that are floating around. It is a big release with a whole lot of stuff happening in this patch, so it doesn't really shock me that there's more than a few issues, but it looks like they're getting their coding under wrap and they're starting to fix it. So what do you think? Do you like the changes, the fixes, how everything's starting to shape up? Are you enjoying the patch? Please leave a comment. Let me know. I'm curious how you stand. I personally am enjoying it, but my playtime is very limited because a lot of times I'm busy editing videos and making content for YouTube, so I don't actually get to play the game as much as I'd like to. What do you think? I'm pretty excited. I like the Elise change. I feel like she didn't need to be in a Faire game. I feel like, of course, there's lots of other nerfs and weird things that can happen, but this is a good step in the right direction. Small fixes of things that are really broken instead of addressing lots of other things until they have more time to see how things shape up. Thanks for watching. I hope you had a good time. Hope to see you in the Battlegrounds. Until the next time, have a good one. Later.